Well, it's not the fight that we wanted, but it could still possibly be a good one. Possibly. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Boxing Observer Podcast. I'm your host, BOP, or BOP. You know the saying, anyways. I don't want it to get old and ran into the ground already. But, Lawrence Okolie versus Nikodem Jezewski. This won't be for the WBO World Cruiserweight title, but this will be for the vacant WBO International Cruiserweight title. At least there's something for Okolie, or Jezewski, as they like to say, as Eddie Hearn likes to say. But, Okolie is bringing in a record of 14 wins, 11 by knockout, no defeats. Nikodem Jezewski is bringing in a record of 19 wins, 9 knockouts, 0 defeats, 1 no contest for failing a drug test. You're not getting away from that one. Under suspicion since Cheeseburger Fat Ass got popped. Well, a lot of people, but he was the big, he was the fat one in the room. He was the elephant in the room. Fat joke. Yeah, laugh. Anywho, this fight could be entertaining, but I highly doubt it due to Okolie's Huggin Henry Akawanda style, against Lennox Lewis. But Nikodem Jezewski, if you can't tell by his record, there are KOs there, but he's a pure boxer. His record speaks as a pure boxer. He is a pure boxer. And I don't think that there's going to be a knockout. What I do think is in the early rounds, they're going to find, the range of each other's. Nikodem Jezewski is going to try and find his range, and Lawrence Okolie will try and... He needs a jab, man. Lawrence Okolie. He doesn't need to be fighting on the inside. I don't get his love for the inside. But what Lawrence Okolie needs to do is use his size, keep away from it, set up the 1-2, and then maybe set up a 1-2-3 hook under uppercut into a hook. Hook, undercut, hook, uppercut, hook. If I can speak English correctly, it's my native language, by the way, and I fuck up all the time. But, I think that this is going to be a Lawrence Okolie unanimous decision, because even after Nikodem Jezewski and Lawrence Okolie get into range, I just think Okolie is going to hit a couple times and then grab him, hit a couple times and then grab him, just loading up on the points into a unanimous decision win. With Jezewski, he hasn't really stepped up to competition. He was going to with Yuri Kalinga on the 11th, but this being on the AJ Pulev undercard for December 12th, Kalinga was going to be a step up to him. Now Lawrence Okolie, since he's been going very fast, very quickly, but to me, I think Lawrence Okolie has been doing it as best as he could, learning on the fly, meaning going through the British Boxing Board of Control system type stuff, going through their domestic system, which I think is the best in boxing, to be honest, is the UK. They have the hottest scenes. If you're not checking out any fighters from the UK, and this is not sounding biased, many people have been talking on this subject, and a lot of people, but you're American, you can't say that. It's like, dude, the American domestic scene is bullshit because we have the sanctioning bodies to deal with. The British Boxing Board of Control, for right now, let me say that one more time. The British Boxing Board of Control has been doing things right when it comes to grooming their fighters and actually putting out talent. A lot of the top talent is from the UK, or at least from Europe. I get a Julius from Ring IQ Boxing Talk. Americans are spoiled in many ways than one, but when it comes to boxing, yes, a world champion doesn't really mean anything. So, Lawrence Okolie by unanimous decision, and I just think Nikodem Jezewski, with only 5 days of preparing, as he put it, Okolie is just that awkward style to where you need to break him down to beat him, and you need to beat him on the inside as well, since he allows you to get on the inside. You would expect somebody, but Nikodem Jezewski, he's a boxer. He's not an inside fighter, so he's going to be trying to dance around, jab 1-2, maybe hook into an uppercut. There's not he's a good enough boxer to give Cieslak a good run, which was they both tested positive for drugs in that fight. That's the one no contest on both of their records. But he hasn't truly stepped up the level. And Lawrence Okolie, a lot of people said lost his last fight, but out of the two, I think Okolie's just that much further along. I could be completely wrong. I got the yard one wrong. I basically what I said happened. It's just I picked the wrong person, and just like this one, I really don't have a dog in the fight. Although I will say I do want to see Lawrence Okolie do well, due to the fact that the cruiserweight division, of course, is. I mean, have you seen my views? The cruiserweight division doesn't have really a lot going for it, and when a UK fighter, and there are about 2 or 3 good cruiserweight UK fighters that are in the division seems to have more life. With the David Hayes and the Enzo Macronellis, the Johnny Nelsons. You see where I'm getting at. So it seems that the UK, as well as Europe, they seem to put a little bit more focus and eyes get on the cruiserweight division. So I'm pulling for Okolie, Reakpour, Chris Billum-Smith. I'm pulling for those guys. And I just think Okolie, again, not to keep repeating myself, apologies, but I just think Okolie's just that much further along, but I just don't see a knockout. Jezewski's no bitch. I'm going to put it that way. They didn't pick a bitch. They did not pick a bitch. If they picked Kalinga's not a bitch. He's a good test. But I would say, okay, Okolie will knock out Kalinga. But being that it's Nikodem Jezewski and he, as well as Cieslak, they went in, they had their battle and they both came out unscathed. I just think he's not that slick, but he's a little too slick to get caught, Maybe I'm wrong, this whole pandemic layoff. And again, Glavatsky, you suffering from that I'm too fat to fight disease. You fat fuck, you lose weight. Ugh. And if you're wondering why I, fat shame fatty fat fuck over there, I used to be 275, now I'm 175. I can say that. I used to be fat. I used to be one of them. Still kind of am. Fat boy at heart. Tommy likey. Tommy want wingies. That guy in little coat. Can you tell what movie I watched recently? I miss that guy. Anyways, I'm rambling. You all have a good one again. Lawrence Okolie by unanimous decision. This is BOP or BOP. Pick one. Doesn't matter to me. I fucked that whole thing up. It should have been BOP and then BOP, and then it doesn't matter to me. Because that's what the rhyming and the thing and the rambling and stuff. Muhammad Ali, I am not. Y'all take it easy, everybody. Later.